Hi, everyone. My name is Daniel, and I am here to showcase my project for Developer Week 2026 Hackathon. It's called SQL SideQuest. It's a detective game that lives inside Miro board and teaches you SQL by making you solve crimes with real queries. So the core idea is simple. I'm sure at some point in your lives you have learned and practiced SQL using lead code and HackerRank. And most of the SQL questions tutorials give you random database. The data doesn't really mean anything. So that's where this project comes in. SQL SideQuest basically combines game design and SQL learning into one experience. So basically, you play as a detective, and using your SQL skills, you query the database and you uncover the truth behind the murder mystery. Basically, I am using Miro board. So you use your Miro board as evidence wall. You can kind of get a helicopter view of all the different locations that are present, as you will see in the demo. Quick tour of the tech stack. I'm using React plus TypeScript across my code base. I'm using SQLite database compiled to WebAssembly running in the browser. So there's no need to host a database, and player basically gets instant feedback when they execute query. I'm using Gemini 2.5 Pro Flash to generate images and some of the clues. I'm using the Miro SDK. The board automation is a huge part of this experience. Basically, it allows me to auto-generate frames, sticky notes, and control the camera for cinematic reveals when clues are solved. And for security layer, I made sure there's no destructive SQL statements like drop table, just making sure people are not dropping or ruining their experience. All right, so with that said, enough talking and let's jump right into the demo. All right, so let's start with the demo. So I create an app on Miro called SQL SideQuest. So I will go ahead and build the case. It's going to take a few minutes to build the world. So you will see in the middle is going to be your main detective, I guess your HQ, where you can kind of look at the evidence, look at the connections, and you'll see different blocks generating here. These are different locations. So there's Citibank, police, and all of them will have their own individual databases that you kind of have to query and figure out, what's going on. So it's almost done. So you can see the whole world is generated. So your world has been generated. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the first clue, probably read what's happening, what the clue is. And after reading it, I realized this is something to do with the office here. And using the tables here, I will write the SQL query. So since I already have the solution, just for the sake of time, I'm just going to copy paste the solution. I'm going to execute, and I got the correct solution. So what it does is it updates the timeline so we can kind of keep track of, what's going on and follow each clue step by step. So that is murder mystery demo. So I can build a new case. So what it'll do is it will remove the entire items from here, and we can build our own murder mystery. Let's say you want something to do with space murder mystery, and I'll generate new murder mystery. So yeah, it takes a few minutes to load, but just for the sake of time, I just skipped ahead, and you can see now the images, the tables, and locations are all newly generated. So yeah, so you can basically generate your own mysteries and have fun with it. Thank you for watching my demo, and have a great day.